So, mindfulness and release. Let us talk about one of the principles which in Sanskrit is known as Mamta. Mamta literally means attachment. Mamta means identification. Mamta also means the mind is constantly running after anything outside. It is known as one of the greatest illness that leads to constant suffering, anxiety, stress, duality, conflict. Mamata. Krishna, in one of the most wonderful texts, that is Gita, talks in detail to his master Mamta. So just find out, in Mamta we have three factors. I come into contact with a person, I come into contact with a place or an event and a time. So there is an interaction between the two. One is me and the other is the other person or a place, an event. And the result is Mamata. First thing to understand. Now, behind that interaction, there are two factors working. One factor is liking, and the other is disliking. I like a person, I give a value to that person. Mind is 25% out. I go back to home, I start thinking about that person. My mind is 50% out. My mind now craves to meet that person. It may be a person, it may be a position, it may be an event, it may be a time, anything. Anything that is other than you. What is? First is interaction. Interaction, we do interaction because of two factors, whether I like it or dislike it. So even in disliking, my mind continues to think how to escape. And the problem is, the mind wants to escape and it still thinks about that person. For example, I hate that person. And the mind continues to think about it, how I hate that person. So liking and disliking. Liking also gives value to others, and disliking also gives value to others. There is a constant thinking, and the thought pattern creates an impression, and then we complain in meditation. No, I cannot do meditation. The moment I sit in meditation, there are a lot of thoughts. Look at it. Who is responsible? I am. And I still, now I have those impressions that triggers this liking and disliking and creates that thought pattern. And now I want to control these thought pattern without understanding. I practice meditation for 25 years and still I am not able to control the thought pattern. That is the problem of meditation. I don't have the right perspective, the right perception, the right knowledge. This Mamta, when mind moves towards possessions, it is known as tamasic Mamata. When the mind is constantly asking you to run after a thing, a people, or a work, your mind never says, "Come on, calm down, stay, just wait for a few minutes." That is known as Rajasic Mamata. And the third is Sattvic Mamata. You may be thinking Sattvic Mamata is very good. Yeah, Sattvic Mamata is very good, but it is the most dangerous thing. And that never helps us to succeed in meditation. What is Sattvic Mamta? I practice meditation, I eat vegan, I don't hurt anybody, I live my pious life. You see in all these statements, which is a common factor, that I is doing everything that is good, and that I stops evolving. When it stops evolving, meditation never happens in the life. I'm already good. I had the next door neighbor in India, every day in the morning at 5 a.m. he used to go to the temple to offer prayer. And every day, almost every day, around 6:30, I used to hear the fight between the couples. I'm good. I factor is very dangerous. That is known as the Sattvic Mamata. And then what is meditation? Transcend all the three mamatas and you are in the state of meditation. Now pay little attention. When we live with these three types of mamatas, what happens? The mamata takes that mind too far from ourselves, as if we are on the moon and still in stress. We are on the Mars and still on stress. We claim we have traveled so far, we have done the practice. The result is not there. This happens in our day-to-day life. This happens in our personal, professional, social life. Now, what is the another principle? When we live in that mamata, what happens? We forget our true nature, the subjective reality. When we forget that subjective reality, then what happens? We live in ignorance. And the ignorance causes the suffering. Now Krishna offers a solution. There are two words we should remember. One is mamata, I have already explained. And the second is samata. Literally means equanimity of the mind, equipoise of the mind. How it begins? By discipline and education to the mind. And when we empower this mind, reflecting inside, have a glimpse of the subjective reality, we are already in meditation. I spoke a lot of words. Mamta to Samata. Mamta is a illness and Samata is a health of the mind. And health of the mind leads us to live a life of meditation. Samata, equipoise. How this Mamta attacks? It attacks the sense organs, it attacks the mind, it attacks the intellect. So where we have to install and treat by Samata? In the sense organ, in the mind, in the intellect. Then what happens? The mind transcends the senses, the mind, and the intellect, and we move into a meditative state. Krishna, perhaps, he talks in detail, if I remember, in the second or the third chapter. Let me summarize and then we will do it. Mamata, value, attachment, obsession, given to something other than me, leads to ignorance, avidya, klesha. Mamata is illness and Samata is health. So again the same thing. I don't know, let me know it, so we have known it. I don't understand, let me understand it. It is the Mamata that hides my true nature. When I start moving the mind within and start living within, I start following Samata. The thought is not a problem. Let us do that practice of meditation today. Understanding every part of it, I will translate this entire understanding with a practice. Considering the mind is obsessed with the Mamta. In those days, our practice should be different. And the first step should be the active step. Directly followed by the passive step. Eyes are closed and you are comfortable. So we don't pay too much attention to understanding what is being comfortable. But eyes are closed, you are fairly comfortable. Look deep inside the forehead in the space and start breathing, quick, gentle, and the soft breath from the chest. Allow your mind to have a new experience. Continue. We are looking inside the forehead in the space and we continue the soft, short and the gentle breath through the rib cage, making some noise, gentle breath, at a speedier breath. Instead of 18-20 breath a minute, you are doing almost 30 to 40 breath. Not very fast. Continue. And stop it. Now see, it is the mind that experiences the changes. In those moments, we can easily withdraw the mind. That is the purpose of this breathing. Not that I did the pranayama and now it will help my recharge the brain. No, we are not going into there. Simple steps with a clear understanding. Look at the neck joint. Now we add the passive step. Look at the neck joint. Feel the sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. Look at the shoulder joints. You're looking at the shoulder joints. Feeling the sensation, being comfortable and experiencing the steadiness. Now these three experiences, being comfortable, feeling the sensation and experiencing the steadiness, what happens will raise our awareness and will start moving the mind from outside to inside. We need not to worry about those thoughts. Just continue the journey. Look at the hip joint. Feel the sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. How simple it is. Well, move the mind on the knee joints. When the mind is aware, feels the sensation. Sensation, what is sense organ? They are the instruments of the knowledge. So you feel the sensation, and that instrument of the knowledge also gives knowledge to the mind that it is comfortable. And it further leads you to the state of steadiness. Why? To prevent the mind to go out. Do you need to hold the body? No. Maintain your awareness and the entire body. Entire body, sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. Mamta, mind is outside, gives value, it is attached, obsessed. The mind doesn't leave that conditioning easily. We are not fighting with the mind. This is the discipline in educating the mind. Why you are going outside? Because of peace and happiness. Why you are chasing someone? Because you like it. Why you want to escape from someone? Because you dislike it. We are not working. No? We say, mind, continue your journey in that way, but just follow this. What will happen? You will minimize the influx of thoughts. It may come by practice. Another step, what I say, being carefree. Understand being carefree differently. Highway, you are driving. Other cars are also driving. They are running. Are you concerned about that? Does the mind becomes crazy over those cars that are running? Your mind is outside. Pay attention to your own mental movement. Thoughts coming, let it come. Thought is going, let it go. Thought stays, let it stay. Thought doesn't come, let it not come. You maintain your awareness. So what we are doing, we are silently an observer of the likes and dislikes that has created Mamta and heavily conditioned our mind. In the state of sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. You are very clear about the goal in today's journey. What is that goal? Let the mind move inside and maintain your awareness. When it moves inside, there is no word inside. Well, if the mind brings the same word from outside to inside, the mamata is very strong. That we will take up in the next following lesson. But now, contemplation and seeking. 90% of our thoughts are from mamata. 99%. Once we recognize that, so first we will help the mind to settle within, and then we will follow this reflection. Look at the head and the neck and experience sensation, relaxation, stillness, calmness, maybe tingling, and look inside the head and the neck also. We are giving two options to the mind to discipline and educate. First, look at the right arm outside and experience sensation, relaxation and stillness. Then look inside with awareness, with knowledge and experience, with understanding. When you look inside the right arm, is the word inside? No. When the mind says no, the mind instantly perceives a sense of emptiness, space, blankness. And the moment you have that experience, even for a fraction of a second, you know that the mind is living with it. We only need to know that. Don't worry about other aspects. Thought may be there on the surface level. Now you have understood the entire practice. The left arm outside. Sensation, relaxation and stillness. Look inside. What you are seeking, you are aware. You are also aware that the sense organs are instruments of knowledge. Any thought that comes, it is related to the world outside. And your goal is different. What will happen? You will have an instant experience of the space, blankness, emptiness, chest and the belly. Outside first, outside sensation, relaxation and stillness. And inside, do you see inside every time it is the same experience? Either you see the space or darkness or blankness, I'm not saying thoughts are not there. It is there on the surface level, but now the mind is able to see something behind. It is as simple as the step, as it is powerful. Right leg. So outside, sensation, relaxation and stillness. And inside, you know it. And the left leg outside. Sensation, relaxation and stillness. And the mind naturally slips inside. Just a symbolic gesture, just slipping inside and becoming aware of the space, blankness and emptiness. Entire body. Outside, sensation, relaxation and stillness, and inside, the space, the calmness. Now let us say, Mamta, look inside, either inside the forehead in the space, or inside the heart in the space. What will happen? Your mind will find the possessions, objects, one movement. You can easily recognize it is tamasic Mamta. Not a big deal. Your mind is constantly running, I have to do this, okay, I will be doing this, it plans and organizes still at this moment. Rajasic Mamata. Just recognize them. Filter them. Three categories. In the Sattvic Mamata, the I is very important. I have done this, I will do this, I'm very good, I help people, I torture people. No. Nothing of that. Let it come. Let it come. You're separating, categorizing. How? Not by thinking, just by awareness, dispassion. Once you start categorizing, filtering out these three types, you will be able to perceive what I discussed, pairs of opposites, likes and dislikes, profit and loss, pain and pleasure, and a long list. You're doing nothing. Now, we'll use the mantra with the highest principle today. Mantra is Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Mentally you can say it. Om Namah Shivaya. 3 words. Om Namah Shivaya. Mentally say it with, as if you are singing in your mind. You are a great singer. Om Namah Shivaya. Do not associate and link it with the breath. Let the breath follow its own course. Live into that state of sensation, relaxation, and stillness. So the first point, just say it with emotion and love mentally. Om Namah Shivaya. Because you are saying it mentally, there is no need to regulate the breath. And if the breath is regulated, oh, the mind is still outside. Mamta. How simple it is. And when you maintain awareness, it happens. Om Namah Shivaya. Mamta in the mind makes the mind crazy. So now see how slowly we empower the mind. So now you continue to say Om Namah Shivaya mentally. But when you say it, look into the space inside the heart. So 2 points of awareness. Pay attention. I'm going to take you to the highest, one of the highest ways of doing it. Simply Om Namah Shivaya doesn't work. It may help you to induce some boredom to the mind so it drops Mamta habitually and we feel good. No doubt about it. Om Namah Shivaya. Every time, the moment the mind starts Om Namah Shivaya, your mind is looking deep inside the heart into the space. Continue. You are bypassing the body and the breath. Body is a great tool. Breath is a great tool. At the same time, in Mamta, body and the breath pulls the mind outside. So we say, no, we are not doing anything to the body at all. Not changing the rate and the rhythm of the breath at all. No, with clarity, with understanding. Om Namah Shivaya. When we do not understand the meaning of the mantra, that too is a mantra, that also helps. But it takes 6, 7, 8 years of continuous practice. See that. The third point, we empower the mind with the knowledge what we are doing. And every time we chant this mantra, the mind lives in that knowledge. Om. When we say Om mentally, take your mind beyond sleep, waking and dream state. Let the mind aspire for that. Om represents that. What about Namah Shivaya? And when the mind repeats mentally Namah Shivaya, that I in the intellect is replaced by the image of a Shiva. Behind the three states, saying Om and revealing with the image of a Shiva. Let us start. So there are 4 points of awareness. Om Namah Shivaya. Wisdom. Om, when you say Om, looking into the space inside the heart, there is an infinite space. With awareness, you bypassed. See that subtle movement. Namah Shivaya. That I in the intellect who is doing the practice is replaced by the image and the vision of the Shiva, or we get absorbed. Let us see that. What happens? Continue. Om Namah Shivaya. Mamta takes us too far from ourselves, our true nature. And this step brings us too near to our true nature. That is the power. 4-pointed awareness. You can add more. The 5th point, the 1st point, you are able to maintain the state of sensation, relaxation and stillness. 2nd point, the mind is living within. 3rd point, you are looking into the space inside the heart. 4th point, you are chanting mentally, with emotion and love. You are singing Om Namah Shivaya. 5th point, Om. And you aspire the Om. Look inside into the space with awareness. You are into the infinite space, transcending all the 3 states. Waking, dream, and the sleep. Namah Shivaya. Replaced. I in the intellect. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. It is all on you. How with love you are singing inside, but while singing, you take the mind to the essence, the meaning. Result comes within 3 months as compared to 10 years just chanting unconsciously and habitually. Maybe you are a great singer. You can sing it much better, but you don't change. Have you not seen the singers? Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. One of my masters used to demonstrate to educate us. And let us see how he used to sing loudly to make us understand. He used to say, as long as I chant Om, I'm taking my mind as deep as possible inside the heart with awareness. And with a more gentleness, softness, I'm surrendering, I'm offering myself. That I is gone. Only the Shiva remains. Namah Shivaya. Used to see that you have to sing like this without the help of the breath. The last one is a total challenge to the mind, non-verbal chanting and taking the mind deeper with it. And now do nothing. Non-verbal chanting is also doing nothing. Non-verbal singing is also doing nothing. As if you are aware of the Om, you are aware of the Nama, you are aware of the Shiva, and that's how it works. Mamta. Why the mind is running? Mamta. What is Mamta? Mind goes too far from our true nature. It lives in ignorance. How it lives in ignorance? It gives value to people, place, possession, event, and time, whether we like it or dislike it. Result is, the mind is constantly hammering with the thoughts. You are driving, you have unnecessary thought. That also includes the experiences of anxiety and the stress. And there is a long list. What is the treatment? Samata. Krishna says in one of the fourth step of the verse, Samatvam yoguchyati. Yoga is equanimity of the mind. So when the mind lives within, it drops that mamata, it experiences equanimity, then what happens to the mind? It refuses to be miserable. Well, it refuses to be miserable, yes. in one way, other way, it is not influenced by the pairs of opposites that is received through the sense organs and processed in the mind. The result? Meditative state. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Let everyone be happy. Sarve santu niramaya. Let everyone be healthy. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Let everyone be blessed. Ma kasched dukha bhag bhaved. Let none suffer from misery in this world. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside. Know your experiences. We can share our experiences if you like. Are you there?
I'm great. There. Now I'm there. So, I have a couple questions.
Yes.
I don't know if you can see me well.
I can see you well, yes.
A little bit. So, Mamta and Samata. Sama meaning equanimity, right? Because Sama is same. You're referencing the gunas, but the gunas and Mamata, even though those qualities, they're completely different. So you weren't speaking of the gunas of Rajas and Sattvic and Tamas. You were speaking of the qualities of the mind.
No.
No. Not related or are related?
They are related in a different way. First, my right hand likes the left hand. Something outside. Now it is holding very tight so that the left hand is a pain. Tamsik mamta.
Mm-hmm.
So what is happening? Mamata is a movement of the mind in ignorance.
Mm.
So now this mamata has three types.
Mm.
So first, mamata is a state of the mind in ignorance. Now it is because anywhere where there is ignorance, you have three types. That is the understanding.
Okay.
Anywhere. Say, why you are not doing Casey? So, Sattvic personality, Rajasic personality, Tamasic personality. What the hell you are eating? Tamasic food, Rajasic food, Sattvic food. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not only that, Sattvic mind, Rajasic mind, Tamasic mind. So we are not talking at this, all the three types of the mind at this. Sattvic intellect, Rajasic intellect, Tamasic intellect. Krishna details. Not only that, patience, Sattvic patience, Rajasic patience, Tamasic patient. You know, Casey told me something and I hold back because it's a public. Tamasic patience. I don't say anything. See that?
And then my other question is, you know, we do so much from the impressions. We do so much from the habitual. and I caught myself doing dishes, within the last couple days, and a smell came up, and the mind went right into activity. What is that smell? Trying to identify that smell, and then I recognized right behind that was, do I like the smell? Do I not like the smell? There was wanting to have that duality of, all it was an odor, and that I didn't recognize. And here the mind is saying, well, you don't recognize the odor, but attach whether you like that odor or you don't like that odor. So I dismissed it immediately, going, it's not important for me to know whether I like or dislike.
Yes, likes, dislikes leads to Mamta. I have to transcend that likes and dislikes.
So when you recognize how the mind is working, in that instance, just let it go. And that is progress, right? I mean, You do not have to say, I like this smell, I don't like this smell. It has no value.
It has no value, yes.
The mind does that out of habit and impressions, because it's behind the intellect, right? I didn't think about it. The mind said boom, but there was no intellect involved before the mind started to assign.
No, it is only the intellect that made a choice, let it go. The mind cannot make a choice.
Okay.
So it is the intellect came into the mind. Mind, you think like a Charlie who just runs after in the street, and it is the intellect which is the leash. So leash says no, there no, here no, follow me. But there lies another important journey of meditation. When the intellect is fully aware and understands what is the goal, then what happens? The intellect never gets engaged and involved in the likes and dislikes. The intellect says, go deeper, beyond all the three states. That is how I introduced Om. 3 states. Namah Shivaya. Whatever I is left, Namah Shivaya. That I did in the last. So that is why, Casey, it is always said, simple steps. I don't know, let me know it. If I don't know what is cheesecake, how can I desire, for example? There is no desire. Say, I have never heard about this, I never heard this, and you say, oh, do you want to eat cheesecake? What is this? And then you explain. No, I don't know, so let me know it. No, I don't understand. No, it says the cheese, and then we make it like this, we add some sugar, and it's this color, we add some more things, dry nuts also. Okay, now I have understood. Let me have it. Now apply the same. The mind must know what we are doing. There must be a clarity, and that clarity goes to the intellect. When the mind goes outside, the intellect comes at the rescue. And then meditation succeeds. That is what I did it in the last step. Om, I made you understand the meaning. Om, let the intellect aspire for going beyond the 3 states. So in the waking state, likes and dislikes, no. Dream state, vision, colors, no. Sleep state, no. Oh, yes. Namah Shivaya. Whatever I is left is replaced by Om. 3 states. Now only I'm absorbed in the Shiva consciousness. Done. Yeah, it's a journey. How are you, Rich?
Hello, very relaxed.
Do you see him?
Yeah.
So I noticed that at the beginning, when you were just starting the practice, I was very distracted. I was thinking about things unrelated to where I was.
Mamta, that is what I explained.
And then there was a few things around, like Callie and the cat, that were a little distracting, in the environment. And then we did the breathing, and all of a sudden I really recognized that I wasn't being distracted by anything at all. I mean, even like I was aware of my body.
That's good.
I didn't pay attention to it. I said, okay, it's there. And if I was uncomfortable or comfortable, I wasn't paying attention to it. It was just there. And the time in that latter part of the practice went very fast. I think I stayed awake the whole time. I don't think I was asleep. I just think that it wasn't, I wasn't aware, I wasn't paying attention to the time or anything else around me.
Wonderful. You see one point, Casey, that what Patanjali says, pranayama has two goals. Clarity of the mind, withdrawal of the mind, tatakshiyate prakasha varanam. It removes the veil of habitual pattern of the mind, and the mind gets obsessed with it. And the second, dharana sucho yogyata manasa. It gives you a remarkable focus of the mind, a natural focus that helps the mind to withdraw inside. Leave aside what is happening outside. Let me continue the journey.